Hello, I'm Zephyr Sage, and today we're going to be going over the 5.5 star Arcane Adventure of the Enlightened one, and we're going to be using Veigar. This will fulfill another Bandle City requirement. For this, we're using Chemtech Duplicator, Luden's Tempest, and Guardian Angel. Nothing weird here. I was trying to originally reroll for Demonic Ascension, but I just hate rerolling, and after trying to do that a bunch of times to get a good video for it, I lost. So I decided to just see how we could do with Veigar on his own. And so here for a power, we're looking for just anything good, and I do find Frost Shot 2. This is Ashe's power to Frostbite and give an enemy vulnerable at round start, so that's good. You could get Yasuo's power for stunning instead. One of the problems with Yasuo's power is you're not going to be able to combine that with more Frostbite, whereas Frostbite does combine with itself, so if you get multiple instances of Frostbite, then you'll have that. And then, yeah, and then we just go into it. Again, I was very tired of rerolling, so I wasn't looking for anything specific. I just wanted a generally good power. And here, what we can do is just get rid of the anything that has under 2 power, and then take advantage of that vulnerable to remove one of the other units with low hit points. And so we do that here. We do have Pokey Sticks as well to give a little bit more damage. And here I thought that I had the mana. I wasn't looking to actually remove this unit, and I did not. So I ended up taking 9 damage and wasting a Pokey Stick, which I didn't have to do. And yeah, that's a problem. You do want to get Veigar down as early as possible. Basic idea is as soon as your darknesses get strong, you can win the game using Chemtech Duplicator. So the more darknesses you can hold in your hand, the better. And also, the more damage they do, obviously, the easier it is going to be to win. And then aside from that, you just want to remove the units that you can remove. You do want to block with Twisted Catalyzer so that you can increase the damage of your darkness. You're basically never going to have a good opportunity to attack with Twisted Catalyzer, although if you do get Frost Shot and they have vulnerable and no power, then you will be able to get some attacks in where you don't kill your Twisted Catalyzer on attack, but generally speaking, even getting that extra 1 is going to be sufficient. And then a lot of it's a matter of counting. So with the Dark Bulb Acolyte here, I'll be able to play 1 more that gives me 12 damage from this one, 12 damage from the Dark Bulb, and then next round I'll get another Darkness, which will also do 12 damage, and obviously that is more than 35. I say obviously, I'm not always good at counting, which we'll see later, and yeah, so just make sure that you do have enough damage. And then I took the charger here for the Crystal Carrier. Idea is that the earlier you can play Veigar, the better. And I also do take Kayn here for 2 reasons. One, he has Mysterious Portal on an item, which means that we're going to get a free blocker, and also because Kayn has the ability to heal. Healing didn't end up ever really working in this run, so maybe not super important, but I did try for it. And then I decided on Silent Shadowseer over Fey Blade Twirler, because Fey Blade Twirler does have a lot of Overwhelm, and Overwhelm is one of the ways we can die. You're concerned about Overwhelm and Elusive. But basically, as long as you stay alive, you'll do okay. Getting capture on Kayn, I think, was probably worse than it was good. Yeah, whenever Kayn dies, it releases the captured unit, and can't protect him all the time. Sometimes you have to use them to block, and yeah, it just didn't end up working super well for me.
Shadows gather.
As long as you have 6 mana, you're fine to remove anything that gives you extra mana. So there I sacrifice my Crystal Carrier. Also, yeah, because Kayn returns to hand, he will always release his thing. I also realized that if I killed the strongest unit, so if it was at low health and I were to remove it, then Frost Shot 2 would move on to the next strongest unit, so killing the units actually was super valuable. Which should have been really obvious, but I don't know, I didn't think about it at first. And so here I'm just trying to stack darkness. But I didn't want to get hit with 311 attack, so spending the darkness to remove that was good. Also I needed to level up anyway, so I had to spend that darkness at some point. And here I was looking to get a couple hit points back from an attack with Kayn. However, this happens. And right now I have 30 power of darkness in hand. And if I were to play Dark Bolt Acolyte, that would give me 10 more. So total is 40, they only have 35 hit points. I decided to just end the game there. Not sure why I played Kayn. I think I was thinking maybe it was like Aatrox and I would get 2 hit points from playing it, but yeah, that's, I don't know. I take form up there to hopefully help me keep a unit alive in the future, but none of the options were super enticing.
What is gained when you deploy malevolence?
And then here we have Veigar and also the Charger, which means that on round 2 we're going to be able to drop Veigar, and then it's just a matter of lasting. With Guardian Angel on Veigar, it's completely fine to just block whenever you want. So I do that. Not losing the game is pretty important. And there are spend 2 spells to remove the unit, which I did not want to do, but I think it was better than having it come back again. I would have had to spend another spell to remove it anyway, and then I also would have gotten hit by the blade's edges. That sounded worse. You can target your own units with stress defense, and sometimes that's better than targeting their units, and so I do that there. I don't know if it actually mattered either way. I think I end up with 1 more hit point than I would have otherwise on Veigar, which maybe matters, but yeah, doesn't, not a big deal either way. And then doing Nexus damage is of course really important, so any chance you have to get a little bit more Nexus damage in, you want to take. And right now I'm counting, so I have 24 damage right now, and if I just pass the turn, I'll have 30, 42? Which is obviously enough to win. I was playing really late at night, so my brain wasn't fully functional. That happens. And I pick up an extra copy of Twisted Catalyzer there. It does have capture on it, which, again, I'm really 50-50 on. And here I take this power just because I don't want to re-roll. I don't think it ever does anything. But I did want to save my re-rolls for the power after Anivia. And Anivia is going to be your hardest challenge in this adventure set. I'm going to lose to this twice. Once because I can't count, and once because I was just playing poorly. But every time you lose, you should learn something, so next time you don't repeat the same mistakes. He also gets like a round 1 Lord Eldred here. And I do trade, which I think is a bad idea. I did want the extra damage on the darkness, but I could have waited until they attacked and then traded then. There's no reason to do it ahead of time. This opens me up to getting hit by Anivia, where I wouldn't have had that happen otherwise. And so that's just 4 damage that I didn't have to take. Obviously, them dropping 21 overwhelm damage, not super good. And the capture does come in useful here. So Twisted Catalyzer is able to capture that, and then so I don't die instantly, which I think I would have. I don't think there was a way around that. And I do keep my Twisted Catalyzer alive here. I don't want it to die just yet. I make a lot of good decisions during this fight, but then I don't. And that ends the game. Spoilers, but... And again, taking advantage of that Frost Shot to keep the Twisted Catalyzer alive, get a little bit of extra darkness damage, I felt was pretty important. Here, I actually could have waited until next round, and I would have had Chemtech Duplicator active, and then I could have removed Lord Eldred with 1 spell instead of 2, and that would have been better. That would have given me an extra darkness to use. So Buried in Ice comes out. I know I can't really afford to take that attack, so I want to remove as many units as possible here. And I decide to egg Anivia because if I don't do that, I'll take 4 extra damage for no reason. Here I'm looking for a solution.
To slaughter. How foolish.
And the only way I can stay alive is by sacrificing Kane here. It does leave me at 1 hit point, which means if Anivia ever attacks again, I lose the game. So, yeah.
Yes, yours.
And I am taking, obviously, good advantage of captures here. But if Anivia ever attacks, or if you ever get hit by Buried in Ice, all those units will be released, which doesn't really bode well for me. And so here's the Buried in Ice. And we have to remove Anivia because, again, if Anivia attacks with my 1 hit point, I lose the game. And there I stress defense on the Overwhelm unit so that I don't die from the 1 damage. And I put out a Dark Bolt Acolyte just for a blocker. And I survived that attack. I'm actually in a very good position here. If I can have Veigar on the board, and I can play that Dark Bulb Acolyte, I have enough damage to win the game. But not quite. I'm actually 2 damage short. So I have 12, 24, 36, and then with the Dark Bulb, I have 48 damage. And I got hit with Wings of the Cryo Phoenix, killing my entire board. Here I'm just looking for something to do. I don't really have anything. And next round I'll have 16 times 3 damage, which is only 48, I think. Which I mathed incorrectly and thought was enough to win, and very clearly it wasn't. He still have 2 hit points left. I could have survived this attack had I not done that. I could have killed Anivia ahead of time and spent the rest of the Darknesses removing Grandfather roll. If I had done that, I would have made it into 2 more rounds, at which point my Darknesses would have been strong enough to win the game, and yeah, I just miscounted. So I do it again. One nice advantage of Guardian Angel is that you can lose. I think it's a really underrated part of the relic, is that giving you an extra revive actually matters a lot of the time in harder adventures when you're struggling. So here I capture Anivia, and then I get hit by another Anivia, and I'm not feeling very good. So I capture that Anivia and get hit with Wings of the Cryo Phoenix. This game is basically over at this point. Everything else I'm going to do is to try to recover from that, but like I said, you should always be learning something. So what I learned is to not capture that first Anivia, and a second thing I learned was if I can get Veigar on the ground, all I have to do is kill the enemy nexus. So like right now I'm sitting on 4 darknesses and a pokey stick. That's a good amount of damage. So if I can survive this attack with Chemtech Duplicator and like 2 more darknesses, I should be able to win the game. That's not going to happen here, but again, you should be learning something and trying to figure out how to play better. So with the tools I have, I decide that a rush strategy would probably be more efficient than the defensive strategy I've been going with. And the defensive strategy is normally very good with Veigar. I actually don't know that killing that Anivia was worthwhile. Killing the Feral Mystic probably would have been more damage saving, and it just eggs anyway, so it's going to come back. Whereas removing the Feral Mystic is permanent. If I don't get hit with that Buried in Ice, I still don't have enough damage to win.
Give me your power straight through some doom.
You are the tool. I am the weapon.
Last is a feeble mind.
Here I lose just because of Anivia. I might have been able to remove both of them, but then I think I still get hit by the Feral Mystic and die. Anyway, that run was dead from the beginning. Having 2 Anivia on board was losing.
On my wings.
And so we try it again, but this time with the lessons we've learned. So they drop Anivia, or they don't drop it, it just comes out. And I decide to not play a card this time until later. This way we end up capturing the stronger unit and leaving Anivia in place. You also get a free attack with the Twisted Catalyzer, increasing her darkness, which is very good. And again, I've switched paths here, and I'm going to go for my strategy of just trying to hold my darknesses and kill the enemy nexus. I decided to take the damage here because I don't want Veigar on quite yet. I don't want Veigar to die. Though I do have Guardian Angel, probably would have been okay. But we can also use that Guardian Angel later to absorb Anivia's attack power.
You cannot rush perfection.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Probably doing math, trying to figure out what to do. So I equip my Twisted Catalyzer, and this gives me 1 extra damage. It also increases my darkness damage by 1, which is very good. do get hit with Buried in Ice. Right now I have 14 times 4? No, I don't have 14 yet because I can't attack the Nexus directly. So I have to kill Anivia, and then I guess I get hit with Buried in Ice. Could have killed the Emerald Awakener, not sure why I decided not to. Maybe I was just saving my darknesses. And here we take advantage of that Guardian Angel, keeping Veigar on the board. And now we have enough darknesses that we just win the game. Especially after the Buried in Ice. Veigar comes back out, giving us 2 Veigar on the board, duplicating our spells twice. It's a very easy win. So had I done any of that from the beginning, I think this wouldn't have been an issue. And there I take Phage just to have that extra hit points on Veigar so that it's less likely he dies. I see another Frost Shot too, which obviously I take. This is lucky, but we are already past the hard part of the game, which is just beating Anivia. But that does make it so that the rest of the run becomes very safe. If you do get something like Hold It or Yasuo's stun power, obviously that doesn't synergize well with Frost Shot because it targets the same unit. So that's the only problem there. But yeah, Frost Shot was very good for me. And here against the Maker, I shouldn't have played that card. They had 1 mana left. I should have assumed that they were going to play another unit. But I'm not too concerned about it. Here I removed the Maker so that it doesn't put the Green Glade Scout back into their hand. That just means that they can play it again, return another follower to my hand. So I don't want that to happen. They just kind of waste Dawn and Dusk there. I'm not planning on doing anything, so there's no reason to stop it. I should have attacked and killed one of the vulnerable units. Don't know why I didn't. Just didn't think about it. And here that they're out of mana, Twisted Catalyzer is fine. I do still need a level of Veigar. I'm not sure I've realized that yet.
The balanced spirit may still fall. Is that creaking the branches of my bones?
Here I kill the Maker so that my unit doesn't get returned. Not sure it was entirely necessary, but no reason not to. And here I have plenty of damage. I stress defense there to keep my unit, or to keep my darkness, because I want to win with the darkness. So
Drowned in shadow. Yes, yours. Yes, pain is coming.
now obviously I'm in a completely winning position. Just trying to get a little bit of extra healing in here. Veigar gets stunned again. He's huge from the Boon of the Ascended, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. He never connects. And we just use Darkness, finish off the game. Reducing the cost of stress defense I felt was really good. I don't know if it ever ended up being used, but stress defense costing 1 is obviously much better than it costing more than 1. And here I take Hold Them Off. I was looking for another good teamwork power, but I didn't find it. Turned out fine. 3 Frostbites per round is obviously incredible. Nothing's ever gonna do any damage except any unit they might play during the turn.
You'll soon understand my method.
Here I pass to let them play out their cards. That way the Twisted Catalyzer will pull the biggest unit. And here I end round. I don't know why. Like, obviously I figured out at this point that I should be attacking the 0 power units. And, I don't know, it was like 2 AM.
Tales of our past are seeds for our future. Closing another mark.
And here, yeah, the 1 cost stress defense, perfect for not taking 11 damage. I don't have Veigar in hand, which is kind of frustrating. But I do have 2 Twisted Catalyzers, and everything they have has 0 power and vulnerable, so we can kind of grow our darkness that way. Of course we can't attack the enemy nexus with it, which is unfortunate. And here I think I have to lose that unit. I don't want to spend 3 darkness to remove the maker. It's a huge waste.
Yes, yours.
Again, same deal. Could remove it. Probably not worth it.
Come to witness my ingenuity, Lord Veigar.
Stretching my legs, number 3. It's a total people thing.
You'll thank me later. You'll soon understand my methods.
And here 16 times 4 damage should be enough. I'm not sure that Veigar's leveled yet though. So we do have to level him. If you're bad at math, just use a calculator.
Darkness by step.
I take Phalanx. There's no reason to. It doesn't help me at all ever. But I guess technically I could stress defense myself, and I have form up. Also, if I targeted myself with the equipment, that could work. But yeah, I wasn't really planning on getting anything out of it. I just had gold to spend, so I did. Then we go into Karma. Obviously, we want Veigar here, and nowhere to be found, as per usual. And so basically I stall here.
Yes, yours.
I wanted to remove the first Karma, they replaced it with another Karma. little bit unfortunate. Pokey stick to draw a card. I choose... I'm thinking about not playing the Twisted Catalyzer so that Karma doesn't get captured, because I don't want the Karma to be released and then have 2 Karmas on the board. So I'm choosing to wait here.
The dragon lives.
Look within.
So for instance, here we have 2 Karmas on the board, which is not good.
Rabadon? Rabba who? Only I can command darkness. Only I. Never joust with genius.
Then I just try to just put our opponent's units into darkness range, because my darkness only does 2.
Let's fly.
You know, that's a little bit hard.
A clear mind.
Not sure what my thoughts are here. I should just remove that Karma, but we'll see.
Snap out of it, sister. There's fighting to be done.
Here, I realize that they only have 12 cards left. I haven't pulled Veigar, which means I don't have my win condition. But them running out of cards is sort of quickly becoming a win condition.
This is how I fight.
They will fear my name.
And grovel before mine.
That Ice Shards was fine.
I'll take on anyone.
Smooth brain falls. I will not yield.
You are the tool. I am the weapon.
Lies beneath your feeble mind.
And basically we're out of everything. There I should have played the Darkness before playing the Dark Bulb Acolyte, and I didn't because I kind of just forgot.
Mind's a wonder.
Obey your master.
Resolve is the most powerful of our weapons. With our crystals combined.
And now they have like 3 cards left in their deck.
My path is clear. Strength and conviction.
And now they're out of cards. So that's the whole thing. Not super exciting at the end. Would have been nice if I had pulled Veigar at some point so I could actually win the game traditionally, but doesn't actually matter. A win is a win. And there, the only thing we really started with was Frost Shot 2, which I do think is a good power. Probably better than the stun powers. So if you have the opportunity to do that, I would take that. I don't think that one's super hard to roll into either. Again, with this adventure, you can reroll that first power as many times as you like, so you're free to do that. Obviously, we got more Frost Shot 2 and more Hold Them Off as time went on, but we'd already won the game at the point where we got past Anivia. Anivia was hard, but as we played it more times, we kind of learned how to strategize against it better, and then that made it so that we were better able to deal with the challenges inherent in Anivia. I think I got a little bit lucky with the capture on the Twisted Catalyzer, because that made it so that we were dealing with the strongest units on Anivia, like any of those 21 power ones. But I think probably be okay even without. Again, the Frost Shot 2, not that rare of a power, not that like incredible. Well, I guess it is pretty incredible, but not significantly different from something like Hold Them Off or Yasuo's power. It's not Demonic Ascension. It's not anything like super extreme. So, but it is a good power. But yeah, so if you are struggling and you don't have a lot of relics, you can try this against the Enlightened one, and hopefully it'll work out for you. Anyway, that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.